Oh, hey there. I didn't see you sneak up on me. Glad you could join me at my office. Got to admit, got a pretty good view here, don't you think? Well, actually, I'm in my basement. The view that you're seeing is generated from a software application that I wrote called the Microsoft Kinect for Windows Photobooth. It's a C# application that utilizes the new Kinect for Windows. You can buy one at the Microsoft Store for as little as $199. If you have an Xbox One and already have a Kinect, Microsoft sells an adapter that'll allow you to connect your Xbox One Kinect sensor to your PC's USB port. Now, in order for this to work, you need to have a USB 3.0 and you also have to be running Windows 8. The Microsoft Software Development Kit is free and you can download that from Microsoft. And then just use Visual Studio 2013 to build your own amazing Kinect applications. For the next few minutes, we're going to talk about this application, the Kinect Photobooth. The Kinect Photobooth is an excellent application to demonstrate the capabilities of the Microsoft Kinect. Now we have a full screenshot of what the Kinect Photobooth application looks like. And right now I'm going to take a moment to explain some of the features that you see on the screen. Up here at the top, you're going to notice a color image. The Kinect sensor identifies individual bodies and then enables you to go through pixel by pixel on the color frame and identify what body those pixels belong to. Because we can track up to 6 individuals, it's going to take just the pixels that belong to my body, which are right in here, and it's going to allow me to superimpose those pixels onto the background, which you see here. It has a pretty neat effect. It's a green screen effect without having the green screen. The next thing that we're going to see on the screen right here is the Kinect control for XAML applications. Off to the side here are all of the backgrounds that are available. The user has a couple of options. They can slide the mouse wheel, or they can use their mouse cursor and scroll through these, or when this detects human hand, you can use that control to scroll through them as well. Off to the bottom here, there are a couple of check boxes. The fill option provides a neat little shadowing effect. So when we talked about up here taking the color pixels and superimposing them onto a background down here, instead of taking the color image of the person, what I can do is just use those pixel positions and put whatever color I want in there. The next one is leave trails. The next part of the application is the email address. And so if the user key in their email address here, the X just simply erases the email address. And then when the user clicks the Take Photo button, what happens is that photograph is taken. A little watermark is going to be added to the image right in here. The box here is an identifier saying, hey, contact me about future events. So let's take a look at some of these features, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and change my background. I'm going to go ahead and click Fill. Now watch what happens to my image. Now I have my pixels have been changed from my color picture, which was taken up here, and instead of the color data being sent in, now I'm just using different transparency levels. Now if I turn this off, I get my color image in here again. And we'll talk about how this works when we look at the code. The next option is leave trails. As you can see as I move, the previous image of me is not being removed. Remember, this image is being shot out here at up to 30 frames per second. And so rather than provide a new image, what I do is just superimpose the new image on top of the old image, and you get this neat psychedelic effect. And if I click leave trails, I'm going to go ahead and change my background to, well, let's say Chicago. We'll do the leave trails, and then I'll go ahead and click take a photograph. When a photo booth picture is taken, it's stored in a pretty common place. It's going to be in the pictures folder. You can see that the picture is being stored in the user. In this case, it's my user ID. If this folder doesn't exist in your picture subdirectory, the application will add it. If it does exist, pictures will be simply placed in there. So here we can see that I have 4 photos that were taken, and they're stored in this location. You can see I've got a couple of pictures here that I've taken, and let's just take a look at one. This one looks pretty good. So this is a pretty interesting picture. It looks like I'm about to get eaten by a dinosaur. You can see that this is the background, and here's the picture of me. You'll notice that down here at the bottom, there's a little logo that is superimposed on top of the picture. This wasn't here when we were looking at the photo booth. The C# code will superimpose this bitmap image onto the picture. This is a PNG file. And that concludes this overview video on the Kinect photo booth. In upcoming videos, we're going to look at the program in detail, look at the code, and even talk about setting up the Kinect sensor and how you can work with it. If you're interested in looking at the code, you can download it from GitHub. The GitHub location is github.com/whatsthebigit/KinectPhotoBoothv2. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is whatsthebigit, and you can also follow me on Facebook on whatsthebigit. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at askfink@microsoft.com.